documentary method is a good one.
Document, don't create.
So like when you're documenting, don't create. And then if someone's asking you specific questions, like one-on-one, and they're throwing you questions, and you just have these isms, right? So these like Kavuta isms, right? That you just like drop. Those are the isms. So those are 3 main vehicles that you personally can generate like content. And then it's like, all right, well, what am I?
Good.
3, right? So when you have those 3, you put them into these buckets. So this is like my brain on steroids sometimes, but it's organized because I'm a creative and we're the worst at organization. So this is what it looks like, you know, when you put those 3 in categories. Well, you have those 3 methods of creating content, and then you put those 3 methods into 3 pillars, right? So if your core topic is really around business and marketing and like, you know, your expertise, but you have 3 pillars, I would think getting unstuck in business is one of them. Like you help people get unstuck. You're also faith and leadership kind of guy. You're like, a lot of that stuff comes from a higher power, and this is how I lead my family, this is how I lead my businesses, this is how I do my stuff. The third one is like really unconventional marketing strategies that you're unlocking for people, because everyone is listening to gurus and they shouldn't, because they're not, it doesn't apply to their business. So you take a one-on-one approach saying, what is your outcomes? And you're breaking in and you're giving them unconventional marketing wisdom from your experience. So those are your 3 buckets. And then from those are your subcategories all around business and leadership, core subject. But then you start breaking down, if you're going to do the one-on-one questions, start breaking down what are some misconceptions about that specific pillar and topic about getting unstuck in business. What are the mistakes that you've made or you've seen people make in that when it comes to that? What are some processes that you design and frameworks that you create and that you practice on a daily basis? And why do you practice that? Where did that come from? Did you learn that by mistake, or did you learn that from someone like a mentor, right? What are some questions that people are asking that are very specific? You know, so if you're doing a Q&A panel like we did at the event, people are asking specific questions about, you know, one was an animal realtor and he's talking about blah, 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 you know, how do I mix my brand and all that stuff, and you have some very specific knowledge and wisdom and insight for him. Then you have stories that you could tell, like lots of stories that are like people are going through, maybe stories of your own. Hey, this is the lesson that I learned from this $2 million loss, right? Here's one specific story. But you always want to come with one big idea when you're making content. The last one's like any insights that you're learning, because everyone's a learner. Like if you're learning, you're growing, you're leading. So if you learn something from a book or something that you read, there's some insights that you could transfer over to someone. Like, I just read this morning and it was powerful, blah, blah, blah. And you could do that for each category. Now you have an infinite amount of content creation that you could wield, because now it's a tool, it's a vehicle, it's not a goal to make content. It now becomes that.
That's right.
So those 3 pillars in these 3 vehicles and endless content, and you just gotta have us hit record, you got Nick hit record, and then if any time you feel like, what kind of content do I need to make, spin the bucket, you know? Spin it, point, throw a dart at it, and then you just go. And that leads to more creativity because you're on that topic, but you need an inspiration or a prompt, right? So this is your prompt list, and then you get inspired to do more content, and next thing you know, you're 2 hours in, and you're like, I got a whole month of content. And then you just chop it up, throw it into Opus Pro, and your whole month is done.
Opus Pro.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo, that's fucking insane. All right, cool.